Well, let's get into the story more deeply with Marshall Gittler. He is the head of investment research at FXPRIMUS, and he joins us now from Limassol in Cyprus. Marshall, we were talking a little earlier. You said this is business and politics as usual. But, you know, a lot of people will see these elected officials, public servants and what have you, essentially up for sale, access up for sale. It doesn't look very good, does it?
Well, I mean, what was exchanged in return for this money? You donate $600,000, you get to sit at dinner with President Obama. I don't think, unless he is giving you some favors, maybe the favors is that he lets you win at golf. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any quid pro quo. I think if you donate $600,000, you should get a free dinner out of it.
What about influence, things you can't really see, non-tangible things? We have an email, one of the 19,000 or so emails that was leaked. You know, a donor wanted to get his client access to, you know, be close to the important politicians at a particular dinner or whatever. I mean, that means he's going to get something out of it in terms of business, some financial gain.
Well, no, it means he's going to get to talk to this person. It doesn't necessarily mean that that politician is going to do something for him. And I believe, I think I read the same thing, and I think they actually never met up. But
that's right.
First off, in this, it seems to be much more social than quid pro quo. Secondly, I think the Republicans are doing the exact same thing. I think every Republican congressman, representative, or senator is doing exactly the same thing. And third, this is small beer. It's the political action committees that are raising hundreds of millions of dollars and spending it from billionaires, unaccounted money. $600,000 compared with $200 million is nothing.
Right. I mean, these emails were leaked about the Democrats, and I know that you've got a little theory about why it happened just before the convention.
Yes, this is really, I think this is the most interesting thing. Not that people are paying money and interested in sitting next to the president at dinner. The question is, who got these emails? And why did they release them the day before the Democratic convention? According to what I've read, it seems that the Russians hacked into those servers. The Russians got the emails, and they released them. Okay. And if you noticed, the Republican policy really toned down their criticism of the Russians this time. Mr. Trump seems to be a big fan of Putin's, and they've really toned down the previous criticism.
Marshall,
the previous candidate, Mitt Romney, said Russia was the #1 enemy.
Right. Marshall, one last question, just bringing it back to George Clooney, that we saw him in the package there. There was $353,000 to sit close to George Clooney. The money predominantly went to Hillary Clinton and so on. Now, George Clooney even said that this was an obscene amount of money to raise, and Bernie Sanders said, look, one of the great tragedies is that money is buying elections. Even the potential candidates are complaining.
Well, is it buying? Yeah, yes, it's unfortunate that they need money to campaign. It really is. But in the American system, this is called free speech, and the Supreme Court declared that it was illegal to limit it. It's not just the U.S. A few years ago, The Economist magazine calculated that the winners in a Japanese election spent enough money to give every voter a refrigerator. Every person who voted for them a refrigerator. That was Japan. So I think this is just a problem generally in democracies.
Okay, Marshall Gittler, thank you very much for your analysis.